Hey guys, Abby here. Now, before I actually start the video, I don't actually have the WoW Classic closed beta, but I'm going to put something up in the background and pretend that it is WoW Classic beta. So, quick disclaimer before I actually get into the video. Everything in this video is my opinion. I don't think any of this is fact. This is just what I think. If you guys have any opposing viewpoints on this, please put them down in the comments below. And also, I don't want this video to be taken as me completely talking trash on retail. I want this game to succeed no matter what. I love it. It's my favorite game. So let's actually get into everything. Now, I want to make this video to pose a question to Blizzard. And that question is, are you guys learning from the success of the classic WoW closed beta? It's no secret that BFA has been incredibly underwhelming. And in the last few expansions, we've seen a lot of players, both streamers, YouTubers, and casuals just leave the game. It's a shame to see, but Classic has actually sparked a lot of interest in the community, and we've seen the support for the closed beta streamers and the Classic WoW Reddit have both been absolutely insane. But I have to ask, is Blizzard going to see this popularity and think it's specific to Classic, or will some of it carry over into retail? Now, the first system that I'd like to talk about is the gearing system. Currently, gear is more frustrating than it has ever been. Currently in patch 8.1.5, it's really easy to get to 400 item level. It's a little bit harder to get to 415 item level, taking a bit of a grind, but it's just near impossible to get to 425 item level. And even on top of that, you would need socket rolls on those gear to be absolute best, because sockets are now a chance gear encounter. Now, gear in vanilla was scarce, but it didn't require absurd RNG rolls. It sucks to have multiple levels of RNG when a BIS piece of gear drops, such as getting that piece of gear to actually drop, getting that piece of gear to +5, getting it to +10, and getting it to socket. That's a lot of levels of RNG. It desensitizes players towards gear, because unless you see those upgrade arrows, you're not really getting excited. You may even be a little disappointed that it didn't upgrade. Even just listening to us when we ask for Master Looter back would be nice. It would show the community that you're listening to us. Now, I don't have much criticism for raids, since overall the raids have been incredible lately. All I have to say is LFR is really hurting the casual side of the game. Raiding is the end game. Making it so people can just experience the raid on easy mode in a day, it stifles the desire to join a guild and progress through the raid since they've already experienced it. What's the point in going further? If removing LFR makes people not want to do the raid at all, then so be it. Over time, people who want to do the raid will either pug it on normal or heroic or join a guild that casually raids. Either way, it gets people interacting with one another instead of just queuing up and finishing the raid in a few hours. The next system is the leveling system. The leveling each expansion keeps getting easier and easier. Leveling nowadays has turned into a one-day speedrun when a new expansion comes out. It's to the point where people view it as a chore instead of an experience. And if you want an alt, you just buy a 110 boost with in-game gold or your credit card. Want to level that alt to 120? Just buy a freehold boost from a demon hunter for like 200k. You don't have that 200k? Just buy 2 WoW tokens. It might not seem like a big deal, but the art team for WoW is absolutely incredible, and the leveling questlines are always great and interactive. But it's a shame that they're done so quickly, and then they're never really redone after that because of how this expansion works with leveling. So people who are new to the game, who just have bought it, will receive a free 110 character boost, where they get a quick tutorial on how the class that they chose works, and then they just get right into BFA content. It's a shame that these players won't actually get to experience some of those old leveling areas, and some of them are absolutely incredible. I guess it isn't really that big a deal since Classic is coming out, so they'll get to do 1 to 60 on Classic. But some of the areas like Outland, Northrend, and Cataclysm are just forgotten now, and it's a shame because places like Oldham are some of my favorite places in the game to level. Now, I don't understand why Blizzard has gotten rid of nearly all reason to go back to previous expansion areas. In WoD, professions change from where you could level from 1 to max in a profession using only materials from that expansion. I kind of miss some of the old markets of Serenite, Fel Iron, Elementium, since you needed them to get to current expansion content. However, this might be too big of an ask since there's so many expansions now, so I can kind of get why they don't want people to have to go through all of the previous expansion content. But broadening the market in some of these gathering professions can only benefit the game, so I really wish that they would give us some incentive to go back and farm those old materials, but I can understand why they're staying away from something like that. Now, the community for retail has been really hurt by the game changes as well. The Dungeon Finder has inhibited player interaction when it comes to finding a group. You don't need to get rid of the Dungeon Finder to go back to a system where players are interacting with each other, but other games have come up with ways to keep players engaged, such as Final Fantasy XIV's combination system in dungeons, where at the end of the dungeon you can give someone a combination, and those combination points can be put towards a mount, so it gives people an incentive to be nice in a dungeon or talk or communicate, because then they get combination. Now, some people do want voice chat for +10s, which is the bare minimum of what I can think of for player interaction, but that is by no means required, and a lot of people just don't want to do voice chat anymore, so yeah, you don't really see that much. Now, I don't want you guys to view this as me complaining about retail and just hyping up Classic. All I want is for the game to succeed because I love it. It's my favorite game, and hopefully, thanks to the success of the Classic team, that the dev team for retail will look at it and look at certain systems like Master Loot, Titan Forge, LFR, and leveling, and make some changes so both versions of the game have successful futures. Now, if you guys did like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one.